As a team tonight, can I safely assume that is more what you were looking for?
Yeah, except I thought we were really sloppy at the end again, though. I mean, this is what teams have done. They've hit the ball, pre-rotated. We've talked about it. Had to have a better urgency to meet the ball. It didn't affect the outcome of the games. We had a comfortable lead, but it's going to, and that's what happened in Portland a little bit. But yeah, a lot better. I mean, we had talked about it. It was good to see the guys react in a positive way to it. And 33 assists to go along with that is it's a good number. It's a number that we've been accustomed to doing over the years when we take care of it.
You guys went all bench lineup for a little bit there. What did you like? What did you kind of see with that group?
Yeah, they were good. I think it was maybe -1 or it was even when those guys were in there, something right there. Yeah. No, they were good. It's just one of those things we have to find who the lead ball handler will be for that group. I thought Bruce was really good tonight in that role. Then they changed up who was guarding who. Julian did a little bit. Peyton. So yeah, it was good to see. And having Valanciunas is such a big deal. Like I said this before, I was so impressed with. Guy comes in the game and just immediately gets a bucket. Like that's just who he is. So to have those guys, they're getting used to each other. That won't always be the case. We play 5 bench guys together, but it felt right tonight. I want to get Julian in the game. I want to give Jamal a longer run in the first quarter, so it worked out.
Is any of that also circumstantial with him just having had the calf tightness recently? Because his minutes end up a little bit lower than they have been in games that have been competitive generally.
Yeah, I honestly, I wasn't protecting him tonight, to be completely honest. I just thought the way that the game ran, same thing with Nikola in the second quarter, my plan was to get him in earlier, but it felt like we were doing a good enough job that it didn't have to happen. And if you can save a few minutes here and there and still feel like you're in a good spot in the game, I'd like to do that. And then I thought that starting unit came back in at the end of the second quarter and had a lot of energy and pushed the lead back out to a somewhat comfortable spot. So it was a good team win.
Cam Johnson still hasn't found that 3 ball for 5 again tonight.
Yeah.
But it sure seemed his activity was all over the court on both ends.
For sure. And the cutting and moving and relocation is such a big deal for us. Opens up the floor for Nikola and Jamal to just play. And then obviously, the shots that he's missing are shots that I hope he shoots over and over and over. They're great shots. The guys were really unselfish tonight. I thought everybody got off the ball the majority of the time at the right time. And if you do that, you're going to get great shots like Cam got, like Bruce got in the corner, like Aaron got early. If you can just make simple plays, which I thought late in the game we made things very not simple, but throughout the game we did. And if we do that, we're going to score a lot of points. It's just the way it is.
We don't ask you about Nikola enough because it's just broke at this point with 34 points. He was 10 of 12 from 2-point range.
Yeah.
7 rebounds, 14 assists, 4 steals. What did you see from him tonight?
Yeah, he had good juice. He was looking for his shot early, and I thought his rhythm was really good because I thought we found him in the pocket early, and we have to do that and be more consistent with it. I think early in games, if he picks and pops and that's the coverage they have, we have to throw him the ball. The coverage is him in the short roll. We have to find him early. And honestly, for me as a coach, it allows me to see what they're trying to accomplish defensively. And if you wait to go there, you've just wasted minutes of what we need to see. And I thought it was good we got him in the post early to see coverage there. So, yeah, Nikola's, he's, what it is, man. It's efficiency like we've never seen, especially not dunking the ball. It just doesn't make sense.
David, Christian last year didn't have any game where he shot 8 free throws a game, and he's already done that twice this season. It seems like he's just making a little more of a concerted effort to play through contact, get to the rim, and get to the line.
Yeah, and I think also in the splits and the cutting and the moving, he's done a really good job fighting through contact and not waiting for a call. Sometimes you get wrapped up with somebody and you stop playing, you put your hands in the air. If you want the call, earn it and cut through their body. And he's been doing that lately. And not to mention, this league is about respect, and CB's earned it over the years. It really is. It's a league that's like that. It's the way it should be. And he's a seasoned guy out there now that knows the league well. And like you said, I think he's figured out the physicality of the league as well.
With being at home for a good stretch this week, is there anything unique or different you want to work on or see happen with this opportunity to be just in one spot for a minute?
Yeah, sleep would be good for our guys. We've had a crazy schedule, but I'd like to finish games better. and we have time here to talk about it. And it's a process, and I've said this before, teams have seen us play for a long time, and so they've seen things we run late. I have to keep being more creative with ways to get guys the ball in locations that they succeed at. And to Scott, your point, I thought some of the shots were really good shots, and then we got a little bit, we just raced the ball off the floor for no reason. They turned it over, and we're shooting the shot in 4 seconds. You don't need to do that at the end of a game. You bleed the clock, and it's funny, I just always think about Tracy McGrady in that game where he hit all those threes, and they came back and won it. And it's stupid because it's one game, but it's the truth. It's the NBA. And Zach LaVine, the look he got, I think to cut it to 5 or whatever it was, that changes the whole game. And so you don't bleed the clock. Now you give them 2 or 3 extra possessions. You just don't know what's going to happen, even in a game like that you feel like you control throughout.
I saw one article that said that supposedly this season the play maybe that Nikola doesn't have to score always very much. Is there any truth to that? And is there like even any idea before a game who's going to score how much or something like that?
Yeah, I think the only truth I would say is if we can get through games without having to post him up 25 times, I think that's beneficial for us and his body. But if the game demands it, he will, and I think he'll go score like he needs to. But staying in the split game and the elbow game, it can get redundant, but I think it keeps everybody involved. And he keeps everybody involved anyway, because he'll get doubled in the post or whatever it is. But trying to play that team game as much as we can. And, sometimes the isolation stuff is old school NBA, and you have to go there. He's incredible. He's one of the best post-up players I've ever seen. But I have to worry about the wear and tear of his body, too, and that's a responsibility I have. So kind of what the game demands. But he definitely is going to have nights like tonight where he scores, and him scoring opens up everything else for the rest of the team.
Bruce is such a physical defender. It seems like he's unafraid to foul. Is there value in establishing that now, so that when you get to the playoffs, maybe referees understand you differently?
Yeah, and like we were talking about Christian, I think you earn the respect of the officials that you're going to play hard and get into people. I don't know if they, let you play more, but they're used to you playing that way. The guy on the other side tonight, Russ, that's how he plays. Russ plays like that if it's opening night, plays like that if it's the first game of the playoffs. And to his credit, his physicality is allowed, and I think he earned it. So yeah, you're right. I think it's just like players do, and we watch other teams. Same with the officials. Like what you put on tape is what people are used to. It's human instinct to be that way. So yeah, Bruce was really impactful tonight. Good to see him make the floater, make the 3 in the corner. He just had a good overall game.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Nikola and Bruce tonight.